Hello, today I'll be focusing our video presentation on the concept of contract and how it applies to a fictional story. So, what is a contract? By definition, a contract is a reciprocal relationship of rights and duties primarily based on trust and goodwill whose breach will be remedied by law. In our case, we have to remember there are many laws for different areas. For example, there are different laws in China like there are different laws in America. However, for the scope of our video, we'll use the knowledge given to us by the very talented and honorable Professor Yan in discussing a series I'm sure all of you have at least heard of, Squid Games. I do, though, have to add that these games are played on a private island in the middle of international waters, so some laws and regulations are a bit up in the air. But for the purpose of this exercise, we will discuss what contract was made and how this guy found himself in this situation. Be warned, there are plenty of spoilers, so if you intend to watch it, maybe go and hide in the bathroom for 5 minutes until this presentation is over. To introduce the contract, we must discuss who can be involved in a contract and what makes up a contract. There has to be an agreement or mutual assent. The 3 steps that ensure there is a mutual agreement is 1. There is an offer made. Here we see that the players are explained the rules of the game and that the offer is a big cash prize, in which they will receive if they complete the game.
If we can complete all 6 games, how much do we get?
Players, the total prize money is 45.6 billion won.
This is a clear indication that there is an offer made by the promiser to a promisee. 2. Is the offer accepted? To gain an understanding of what accepting an offer means, we need to first lay the foundation of what accepting really means. An acceptance is unequivocal, meaning it is clear and unambiguous. For the contestants, they know what is going to happen. We see here that they are signing the contract one by one. The people sign a contract saying that they agree to the rules.
Is that it?
They are also told that if they don't want to participate, that they are allowed to leave with all of their belongings and can return home. The contract, but more importantly the signing of the contract, is an indication that the offer has been accepted. 3. Is the offer terminated before it is accepted? To get the full picture of this agreement, we must first show that the contestants voted to terminate the initial contract. Even though it wasn't before the contract was accepted, it is an indication that the players were willing to play by the rules given and voted to end the contract by voting to end the games and return home. Through this democratic voting system and the reinforcement by the parties involved, the contract is terminated. But oh no, the fun doesn't stop here. Through the bloodshed and anxiety, through this, the contestants who voted to carry on were given a second contract in which it was made clear that they were in an agreement and/or mutual assent. This is shown because they are willing and wanting to return. The fact that the contestants are willingly participating after signing the contract the first time means that the stakes and rules are the same and the promise made by the promisor stays the same. In other words, let the games begin. Again.
Let the games begin.
Now, let's look at the contract itself. The contestants sign a piece of paper with only 3 provisions stated in the contract. 1.
A player is not allowed to stop playing.
2.
A player who refuses to play will be eliminated.
And 3.
If all of the players agree to stop playing, the games are allowed to end.
And finally, the promise of millions and millions of dollars if they are able to follow those rules.
Let me announce the prize money for the game as previously promised.
With the signing of this contract, the promisor being the game coordinators and the promisee being the contestant, a bilateral contract is formed. The contract is active the minute the 2 parties agree on certain conditions and sign the contracts. If you move past the tears, the yelling, the sleepless nights, and the conniving by the contestants, there is clear indication of what the games consist of and what people are getting themselves into. The rules are clear, play the game and you will not be terminated. Vote to stop the games and the games are finished. This is the contract that the players signed and that is the way the game was run. Although the contract in the Squid Games was obviously illegal,
The police will come! They'll bust in here any minute now!
as it breached the one rule that is most important, which was, is this contract legally enforceable? It doesn't take away the fact that in the scope of contracts, this one was fair to the contestants who were willing to participate. The fairness is what makes this game interesting, and the fact that these contestants wanted to return to a game that meant termination of life begs the question whether this is legally enforceable in regards to knowing the consequences and signing a contract. Through it all, however, the Squid Game is a breach of law and the contract is voidable. I guess the contestants have the ability to sue. That is, of course, if they are able to survive the games. Thank you.